That's pretty good, right? Hey everybody, welcome back to Rich Rossetto's computer channel now, / gaming channel. I have everything set really low right now because I'm having some issues with my legs. So, not exactly sure what I'm seeing here. So, I wound up getting a really good deal on some laptops here. And one desktop, so wanted to get into it. I was like selling this cool. I sold a gaming computer. In fact, it was my last computer upload that I made. That was the one I sold. And I had this older lady call me up, and she's all like, or no, she messaged me from Facebook, and then she was all like, I don't know if you can see my face or not. She called me and she's like, not call me, but then she messaged me a few times and I was looking at the profile, so I wasn't sure. There was not really anything on the profile. I wasn't sure if it was a real profile. So then she's like, call me. So I was like, oh, I'll give her a call. And sure enough, she answers, and it's the lady's name, and he sounds like an older lady. So I was like, oh, I got myself a customer. She's like, I'll come buy the gaming computer from you cash. And I was like, okay. I'm like, I'm not gonna argue with that. No talking me down in price. I'll come get it. And that was a pretty decent. That was the AMD Ryzen 5 3600 with the 16 gig RAM, 3060 video card, 1 terabyte M.2. And so a good little system. And I was asking 540, so she didn't even talk me down. So that really helps me out. So she comes over, and I was like, well, I wanted to talk to her, see, make sure, whatever she's going to use it for. I was like, so what are you going to use it for? It's in case, they want something crazy and it's not going to work for them. I don't want them to buy it and be like, oh, it doesn't work for me, Well, I'd rather just not sell it to them. So anyways, she comes over. She's come from Pueblo, which is like a town over. That's where I go sometimes to get stuff. And so she comes out. She's really nice. She comes with her husband. I show her the computer. And when I was talking to her on the phone, I was like, so what are you going to use it for? And she's all like, I'm going to use it to play Dungeons and Dragons and like some other PC games like that, And I was like, oh, really? I was like, that's pretty cool. And it kind of reminded me of Viva La Dirt League. They had a skit. This actually really hurts doing this, sitting like this. It was, this old lady came in. They didn't want to serve her because they thought they were going to waste their time and ask a bunch of questions about computers. And, I thought, you get that kind of feeling of the skit. And, like, she's all, like, the older lady. And she's just like, I'm going to play, Dungeons and Dragons. No, not Dungeons and Dragons. League of Legends. So I was all like, oh, wow. And I told her about it. If she ever checks out Viva La Dirt League, it's a funny thing. And so she wanted to be a really nice customer and a really nice lady, and I sold her the computer. And then update on that, she calls me back yesterday, and she's like, I can't get it to display to my monitor on my TV. And I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean? I was like, the only thing I could think of is somehow the video card is not compatible with the, it's not compatible with the, ow, my leg hurts. Is not compatible with it, and or something. Maybe the video card, because they had to drive back, and maybe the video card is just not, not cutting it or something. I don't know. I just couldn't figure out why it was working and why it wasn't. And I don't really use TVs very much, so it is what it is. So I was like, well, I don't know, just let me know. And then I was like thinking, damn, what could it be? I was like, thinking, try a different cable, make sure you try a different HDMI port, just all those stupid shit. And I'm like, what else could it be? And I was like, are you sure you have it plugged into the right port? Because there's also, some computers have a port on the HDMI port on the side for integrated graphics, but it wasn't integrated. It had the 3060 in it. And I was like, so that's the one now up at, like, on the top, on the left, like where the keyboard and the mouse are. It's like the one, a little bit lower. And she's like, oh my God, I think I have it plugged in the wrong spot. So luckily everything worked out good, and she's like, oh, thank you so much, and she left me a really good review, you know, saying that was helpful and that, you know, stuff like that. So that brings me to these dirty laptops right here. No, just this one. So I guess I'll just work on 2 at a time. Alex. I was gonna work on 3 right now, but we'll just do 2. So after that, I was perusing Facebook, and I'm like, looking for some deals. I'm really looking for some laptops, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 laptops later. They're all the exact same laptops, but they're budget laptops for like school, work, business, stuff like that. So we'll get into it. And so I thought this would be a good story. I gotta try to. I do everything in one take. Like, I don't like to do multiple takes of anything. So everything I do is one take. If not, then I don't do it. So, anyways, I'm on there and I was look. This guy has. He's like got 7 laptops for $100 each. I was like, 7 laptops for $100 each, and so I was like, I better jump on it. I told him, well, I'll give you. What I told him, I think I told him I'd give him 500. Oh no, wait. Oh shit. I messaged him. I think I gave. I think it was like I was gonna give him 500. I offered him 500 for 7 of them, because you'll see the specs are good enough for, you know, basic laptop, but they're not, you know, they're not gaming computers. Anyways, so yeah, I messaged him and he's all like, yeah, I got 5 left. I already sold 2. I guess he just put the ad up. I was looking through his ad and I was like, there's like, these prices are unbelievable, bro. Like $100 a tower. I'll show you the tower. He gave me 1 tower. That's the only one he had. And for $100, it is a fucking hell of a deal for $100. Oh yeah, that is. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Plug that. Let's see here. Unplug some stuff real quick. My leg is not happy right now. Just even doing this. Let's see if we can get the lights back on now. Yeah, my leg's all jacked up, man. Can't even go a day without taking my muscle relaxers. Anyway, so yeah, I was looking on there. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's. I thought maybe it was a scam, you know, like it's such a good deal that I thought it was a scam. So I messaged him. He's like, yeah, I got 5, and he says, I'll let you have all 5 of them for $400, and then he had a nice little case, and I'll be using that on another build. I'll show it to you at some point. And so I was like, okay, that'll work. And then so I wound up doing a deal for $420 for the 5 laptops and 1 case. He came over, he even dropped them off. I told him I can't really drive much because I get really bad cramps in my legs, and like I can't drive that far. My legs really hurt bad. They're really messed up. So, you know, I just can't do it. And then he's like, yeah, no problem. I'll even bring them to you. I was like, oh, really? I was like, thanks so much, bro. And like, so he's turned out to be this nice young man. He like works for a company, and they're like the IT guy. And so like they're transforming out of their older systems, which makes sense. These specs are like a little bit older, but still usable. But you know, that makes sense. And they're all the exact same laptops. So anyways, he seems really cool, and I'm so excited to meet him. I haven't had a deal like this in a long, long time. Like probably 20, 30 years I haven't had a deal like this. And so, he turns out to be really cool, really nice young man. I don't know, I was trying to see maybe if he wanted to like talk more, you know, but I don't know. I'm not so good with social stuff. He says he just works all day. I was like, are you into any gaming stuff? He's like, yeah, not really, because I work with computers all day long. And so when I get home, he doesn't really want to mess with them. So like I said, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, but he says like, yeah, I get more stuff. I was looking at your ads, and I said you saw I had like 10 towers for $100 each, and they were like decent towers that you could easily turn into a gaming computer by slapping a video card in there. And nothing else. Basically, you can just make a basic, decent gaming computer, slap a video card in there, be done with it. So I need to get a mouse for these. I forget. Let me see. Oh God, I need to have a mouse for these, or they don't work at first until I update all the drivers and stuff. So yeah, really cool guy, and I was just like happy to meet him, happy to get a deal. You know, the happiness of getting a good deal is hard to explain, but getting a good deal really feels good. You know. And he was all cool with it. I told him I take care of my dad. He was a sick veteran. I do this on the side to try to make a few extra bucks, and all that good stuff. This still better be recording, or I'll be super, super sad after going through all this. Now it's still recording. Thank goodness. And so yeah, and then I was like, okay, well if you get some more stuff. You know, because he's going to have to reformat 11 laptops, reinstall Windows, update them, use a USB like mine, because they don't just work right away. You got to update the drivers. So, yeah, and then you can use your keyboard a little bit to do some of this, but it doesn't work through the whole process. Like right now, I use my keyboard for that. And I'm actually doing 11 of these, I think. Sorry. Got some crap in my throat all of a sudden. Okay. Wow. Let's see. And that should be it. And they're 256 gig drives. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cold. Everybody got a cold, so I'm kind of sick right now, actually. And it's kind of getting to me all of a sudden in the middle of my video, you know? Sorry. I can't do anything about it. I can't even mute my thing because I'm using a cell phone to record, so yeah, these turn out to be pretty cool little laptops for what they are, you know, and basically I'm getting these for under 100 each. Damn it. Wow, now my throat's going to shit all of a sudden. And let's turn one on real quick here. Sorry, yeah, we all got sick. I don't know. And then my dad wound up getting an infection too on top of that food poisoning. I was wondering why he's having such a hard time. And that's why he had an infection too. So here's one completely done. I updated it. As you can see, these are pretty decent laptops, man. I mean, for what they are, let's turn this all the way up. Let's look at the specs real quick here. And it's Windows 11, fully legit. It's like activated through the BIOS, and so pretty easy install as far as that goes. And like I just been doing this all day and all night, one after another, or a couple at a time, until I get to every single one of them. Now what I didn't realize is some of them have more RAM than others, and he didn't know that either. I guess he said i3s, 10th gen i3s with 8 gig RAM, 256 gig drive. But you can see this one has 20 gig RAM with the i3 10th gen, a Windows 11 Home, and the 256 gig M.2. Pretty basic, you know, business laptops basically. But they're all in great shape, as you can see. Look at them. They're all, well, I gotta clean this one. I haven't cleaned these ones off yet. I was looking on the inside. I might take one apart, but I don't even know if I need to, really. They're all in such good shape. I could probably just run the duster over it. I don't know. I mean, I could take one apart, but I don't really think they need to be taken apart, because it's kind of like, I think I'm just going to run the duster over the keyboard and stuff and wipe it down as far as any kind of cleaning goes. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. So let's get into get into breaking my shit. Let's get into breaking my shit. Let's get into backing up just a tiny bit and looking at some more junk. So yeah, see, I have a bunch of laptops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I have 10 or 11 laptops. And I also have a Surface Pro that I might make a video on. But for right now, we're going to get into the... Whoa. Alright, let's pick it up from where I was just getting... We're getting a little medicine there, like I said. So, yeah. These is exactly... Let's see what this one is. So, yeah, he gave me this one pretty cheap, too. Like around... Probably like around $80, and it has a 256 gig SSD, 8 gig RAM. Let's see, the chip is exactly. So the only bad thing about this little monitor is hard to see. It's an AMD Ryzen 3 3200G chip. So not a bad chip still, pretty decent for gaming. And yeah, there were other odd stick of RAM. I did an upgrade for my daughter's friend's computer. I gave him 16 gig, and they had a 8 gig, so I took the 8 gig and charged like $20 for the RAM. And then I think I had to throw another video card on and charge $40 because it was just a 960. But they weren't going to use it for gaming much, so it should be fine. And then like I think I charged them $15 for labor. So then I wound up getting this stick, and then this only had 8, so I stuck the other 8 in here, and it looks like it's running fine. I'll do some tests and all that. And I have picked up a couple video cards, which is this 1660. I think it's a 1660 or 1660 Ti. I cannot, let's see what it says here. The normal, it's a 1660 Victus or something like that, 6 gigabyte. So, you know, you can still game on there. I also picked up a little, it's actually got some more RAM than this. This is a 3050 RTX, but it only has 4 gig. Oh no, I think, is this only 4 gig? It has to have 6 gig, doesn't it? He told me 4 gig, but I'm thinking that this is the 6 gig, I think. I guess he upgraded his to 4066, but this guy picked up a video card from him using this local thing where you talk to people like around your neighborhood. His dad's also going through some stuff. He's in the hospital. He has cancer, and he was having some issues, you know, in surgery and stuff. And I know how that is with my dad. Last time he was there, he got they screwed everything up, and they gave him Narcan when he was having a diabetic episode, and screwed him up. He had a seizure, and then after that we went in there, and all of a sudden he had to go into surgery to remove his gallbladder. When he went to move his gallbladder, he coded, he had sepsis, and he almost passed. It was pretty close. So I know firsthand, you know, and after that he was in the ICU, and he was hooked up to life support, and it wasn't good. So I know what he's going through, and I hope, I'll pray for him and his dad tonight that, you know, if they pull through. And I got to give him some information. I'll text him, in fact. But I don't know. I don't know. I have to text him some other information to help him because his dad's a veteran too, a Navy veteran. So I think my program that I use that helps my dad can help him. So I was going to point him in the right direction, hopefully. So that's where I got that from. But that I'm going to be using for this other computer here. It needs a motherboard. I think that is a 3600 AMD Ryzen 3600 or 3800. I have to make sure, but the motherboard is, something's wrong with the motherboard on that one. And then I'm going to slap the 3050 in there. It's going to have 16 gig RAM, a 512 M.2, and I think I have another hard drive I can slap in there somewhere. And I'll sell that. And then that'll be it for my gaming computers for now, unless I can find some really good deals. Like on stuff like this. If he gets more like these, he gets 10 of them, and I give him $1,000 for 10 of them. Then all I got to do is come up with a video card. You know, I can pick up video cards for $100, $200. But anyways, I gave him $50 for that video card because he needed money for gas. And we were talking to him. He seemed like a pretty nice guy. I kind of got sidetracked, sorry. Anyway, so hopefully they pull through, and I wish them the best. And then, so anyways, kind of depressing. That's the way I am. I'm kind of like a roller coaster at times. So this video is going to be a little more in depth, I guess. So I'm going to slap this in there and put the hard drive in here and call it a gaming computer. It'll have a 256 SSD and the 2 gig hard drive, and like I say, 16 gig RAM, 1660, and I'll probably ask like 450 for it. 400. And then yeah, that'll be that. So anyways, that was the whole deal. I picked up all this good stuff. As you can see, it works. I might have to buy Windows for this one though. That's what I was worried about when I went to the when I was doing the laptops over here. I thought, you know, oh no, hopefully the laptops, I don't have to buy Windows for each and every laptop, because that'd be like 7 more laptops. The other ones all had Windows on them, but these ones did not. But that's the whole thing. He sold to me. I told him, yeah, just let me deal with them, and that way he doesn't have to deal with them. And so I bought them like that. And so far, yeah, they all work, and they all have good batteries and all that good stuff. So let's see. Oh, damn, did I not do that? I thought I did this. Okay, well, I'm going to get some B-roll, I guess, now. So, anyways, that's my whole thing. I was pretty excited to get this freaking deal. I spent about $1,000, and it's an investment. Just pull some money out of my savings. But I do plan on selling these for, right now I have them on for 150 bucks. The i3, 8 gig to 20 gig RAM, 256 gig, Windows 11, all legit, good battery, in good shape. I will go down on them, of course. If somebody offers me 140, I'll take it. If somebody has 130, I'll take it. If somebody has 120, I'll take it. I'd say I'm not going to go below 120 on these, because there's just, you know, I got to make something on them. I can't just be $20, because it's not really worth me doing all this with my broken back and broken knees and, you know, all this stuff to try to make 20 bucks. It's just not, I got to make like at least 50 bucks or something. Anyways, if you ain't making $50 off each computer, then I would say don't try to do it. And if you're in your area, you know, if that's just something you can't do. So anyways, check it out. And here goes the B-roll.